Welcome back to Cool Club's headquarters here in Scottsdale. We're here again with CEO and founder Mark Timms, and we're lucky enough to be joined here at headquarters by Callaway's Zack Oakley. This is kind of an interesting one. This is a new product. It's not a 2023 specific line. It's not replacing anything specifically. Tell us what you got.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about the new Great Big Bertha family of products. And to kind of start, where did this come from? Why did we make this? Generally, we have this lightweight product. There's a lot of influence from our Asia team and our Asia market. And this is a lightweight product, but it's completely different than where we've been in the past. And really, I mean, the innovations and the materials that we're using in completely new ways. And I think from a design standpoint, it's certainly been a challenge for our R&D team. I mean, right. a welcome challenge, I'll add, but it's been a fun project to be a part of and see some really cool things.
If I understand this correctly, right? So we've done some Epic Star stuff. Obviously, we have places in Japan and Korea, and that's a great product for the right person. But from basically what I've seen, for the most part, most of the Asian products are just tweaked versions of the U.S. version. So they'll strengthen the loft stronger or change some graphics and stuff like that. But this sounds like this is a whole different thing. This is a whole line started from scratch, not tweaking a product specifically for Asia. This is a whole new thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, this really is built from the ground up. And it's not taking an existing product and changing a few things, optimizing a few things. It is completely new. And we're really excited about it.
Other than the ode to the groundbreaking Great Big Bertha original, which right. was really was a game-changing thing. So I guess that's kind of what you're pointing at here. This is another game-changing product line.
Exactly, and I think too, you can almost think about it as it's a concept car type of product. It's not going to be for everyone. It's an ultra premium product, so you're going to see price points that are a little bit higher. But knowing the materials we're using and the construction method, the advanced construction methods we're using, I think you'll see why. It is a lightweight product as well, so right. It's not going to be you're not going to see this out on tour, but it is certainly unique and exciting.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of these out in the irons out in the ladies' store, and some of the woods too.
Yeah, no, the irons is definitely in its own world in terms of what we're doing with it, and I guess maybe we can just go.
I don't want to jump ahead.
Go for it.
We could go to the irons, yeah.
So. The iron is just pretty unique to right. this family. Usually when you launch a family of clubs, it's the driver that everyone's really excited about. And not to say that the Great Big Bertha driver isn't exciting. We are excited about it. But the iron is kind of the hero of the line. And what makes it so special is this unique use of titanium. So titanium is a material we usually use for drivers. It's super lightweight.
We've seen titanium in irons for basically 25 years. I think Tommy Armour came out with this great big huge all titanium thing, and then we've seen obviously TaylorMade came out with one a couple of years ago. Yeah. And basically the issue with them that I've seen which is why I'm so excited about this one, especially for my older good players that can afford it, which I might be one of. I may not afford it, but you guys give me a deal, right? So it won't be so bad. But this is not a big bulky looking club. I mean it's relatively compact. I mean it's not tiny blade, but it's not big and ugly looking. It doesn't look like a titanium iron we've seen in the past.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the challenges that really comes with using titanium is that you free up so much right. mass, but you've got to find a way to put it back in somewhere. Right. So you're going to see a forged titanium face with this, so it's going to feel great. It's also going to have, I mean, you're taking a material made for drivers and you're putting it on an iron, so it's going to have some pop to it. We're seeing really high CORs with this. It's also going to have a CP tie body, so it's basically a really premium high strength medical grade titanium that we're using in the body that's going to save 96 grams of discretionary weight. Wow. So you talk about trying to fit it into
drivers talk about 5 or 6 and 96 is 100 grams is huge.
Yeah, you're swimming in weight.
Right.
So what that allows us to do is do something that's even completely different, where we're going to be using up to 145 grams of tungsten on this iron. And it does vary a little bit from iron to iron, but they're relatively constant. I mean, I think
it gives you a lot of weight to move around, to change trajectories and all kinds of things. So
yeah, so it really allows us to move the CG into the deepest CGs that we've seen in irons right. For us. And
I think that's something that people don't necessarily know about irons. I think people look at an iron and go, okay, well, my 4 iron's got 22 degrees and my 5 iron's got 25, and they just bend them. But like this is an example. Like, it's not just that. The whole construction, where the weight is, everything moves around to make the iron play like it should for that specific iron.
Yeah, you can have two 7-irons, whatever, same loft that have totally different trajectories.
Yeah.
And with that, the much tungsten you got in these, you can do pretty much anything you want, right?
Exactly. And the other thing too is when we're using the titanium on the face, it actually your sweet spot's bigger because the material is just more flexible and has a higher modulus.
There's a reason we use it in drivers because it works. There's a reason we use it. Don't use in irons because it's too expensive and too difficult. But you seem to have solved that. So
yeah, no, it's certainly been a challenge. I know that our director of R&D for irons, Scott Manwaring, he's been probably lost some sleep over this trying to get it over the finish line. But hey, you know what? He did a heck of a job.
Yeah.
What kind of technology? I mean, obviously titanium again in the woods. You've got your AI tech and jailbreak style stuff going into the woods.
Yeah, so we'll still have our sort of our heritage technologies. You'll see the AI speed frame, the jailbreak speed frame, which provides stiffness in the body, so we can get better energy transfer to the ball. We'll still have you'll see jailbreak in the fairway woods and the hybrids as well. They'll all have AI optimization, so you're still going to see a lot of those heritage ball speed technologies that we're known for. But we're doing things with the fairway wood and the hybrid specifically. We're actually going to a titanium construction as well, so similar to the iron.
Well, we've not seen that many titanium hybrids. I mean, I'm playing the Epic one, which is awesome, and played around with them for a while. But we haven't seen titanium hybrids in a 7, 8, and all that stuff. I mean, that's something new.
And you're forgetting the 9 hybrid.
9 hybrid, right? Yeah. So
what loft is a 9 hybrid?
Well, let's take a look because I can't remember off the top of my head, but. It is 8 hybrid. You're right. Right.
Okay.
32 degrees though. 32 degrees hybrid. So you could essentially play almost a full bag.
And a couple of wedges and 5 irons and a whole bunch of hybrids.
And it's just one line with this. So one style of driver, one style of fairway, one style of hybrids, one style of irons.
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, they're definitely going to be for your middle to high handicaps, but I think even on the iron you'll see some.
I think you can get some better players.
You'll see some better
that
players
want the distance.
That
we've got a lot of those too. I mean, we've got a lot of guys my age and older. I'm almost 60. That were good players at some point, but they really need the distance and not so much the forgiveness, but the distance and that helps. So, it's not necessarily for high handicaps. I could see from looking at the iron. I mean, I can play that iron. I can look at it. Right?
Yeah.
It's not a big shovel by any means. So.
No, the iron is actually built off the Apex DCB chassis. We've seen. Really good success with that product in terms of who it's for and the amount of.
We did really well with that club. The only downside to that is the heads were pretty heavy. Going longer or lightweight for it was great with ladies and seniors using lightweight graphite shafts, but it really couldn't fit into a lot of people because of the weight issues. But it's a great club. So this looks a lot better, not nearly as bulky.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's certainly cleaned up, refined, and the loft package will be similar as well.
So what is your loft? 26.6.
It is 30 degrees on the 7-iron and 43 on the pitching wedge.
43 on a pitching wedge. That's not bad. Yeah. I mean, if you got low CG, obviously as low as you need it, right? So that's probably going to act more as low as launches, like more 45 or 46 probably. So. What's nice about that is you don't have 6 wedges in your bag, which several companies have done in the past. So when you make a 38-degree pitching wedge, you've got a lot of wedges, and that helps. But 43 is a reasonable number. That's not out. I mean, there's some players' clubs that have 43 pitching wedges now.
Yeah, well, and that's a lot of it is attributed to the titanium because the ball speeds are just higher and
it's going up
uniform
quicker
across the face. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the part of this story with this is also golf shaft, like having to play lighter. Possibly more flexible golf shafts. It's a whole build of a golf club as such.
Yeah, so we'll have the UST Helium Nanocore as kind of our stock offering, but it's certainly built to be a lightweight offering. You could stick another product in there if you want. And specifically when we're looking at the driver, that is really where we've freed up a lot of weight. So the full club build with our current stock spec is about 30 grams lighter than the Rogue ST Max.
What's the head weight? Do you have an idea?
The head weight is, I want to say 293.
193.
Or sorry, yeah, 193.
Okay, so that's like
so
5 or 6 grams lighter. So
it's
it's stock at 46 inches or so, probably.
45 and 3/4, I think.
Okay, well, it depends on which ruler you're using.
Yeah,
So
it does. It depends on how you measure.
Keeping it under 46 though, right?
yeah, right. Yep.
Okay, cool. Anything else to touch on that product?
No, I encourage people to go
it's a
and
great
go and
line.
try it. I mean, especially on like the iron, like I said, the sound, it's definitely a louder pop, but it's still like a pleasing sound. And to your point about it launching high, I mean, it's like a rocket launcher.
So we'll have it here at Cool Club, so definitely come through and try it. I want to press you on a bit of other technology going away from GBB here, but your golf ball. Eric Strada is our local rep here in Scottsdale, great dude, and he gave me the spiel a little bit on the golf ball. So I'd just like you to tell everyone that's listening a little bit about, what the investment is that you've made and some of the key changes to what you do in your production.
Yeah, so we've invested a ton into our facility in Chicopee, over $50 million to revamp that and really increase the quality checks. I think right now it's something like 10 million checkpoints or 10 million data points a day that are running through the factory, and I'm really going to continue to invest in that. And I think we are the only company that is using 3D X-ray as one of their quality checks. To really look at the cores and make sure everything's centered, and it's something we're really proud of, and we're going to continue to push forward on.
Yeah. To be honest, I think to some extent a couple of years ago there's some issues with quality control, whatever, which is blown up, and your competitors really banging you. But to be honest, that's become almost an advantage to you guys. You've overstepped the quality control so much that you probably make one of the best balls on the planet right now with all the quality stuff you're doing. I mean, nobody X-rays every ball.
We certainly feel like we make the best product on the planet when it comes to golf balls. And to your point, I mean, I think that was a good hey, let's go invest in this. Let's make this the best that we can, and we're certainly proud of it.
Yeah, it's pretty
Well,
cool.
it highlights in some of the things we do. We do a lot of robot testing, and with robot testing, you're trying to be super scientific and kill every variable. And when you know that golf balls, have got cores that are way off center, and you hit a robot shot that should be straight, and the ball deviates, then we know what the variable probably was. So it's nice to have an option that we actually do use Callaway golf balls as some of our testing balls out there at Sunridge Canyon. It's really nice to have a great golf ball that's concentric that works well for us.
Well, everybody's got better at golf balls over the last 10, 20 years. We did robot testing back when I had hot sticks 20 years ago, and there was a huge difference in balls, and they're all gotten pretty good. Some are gaining market share more than others, obviously, and you guys are doing really well. But your quality control and stuff now, I mean, how can anyone argue with that? You're X-raying every ball.
Yeah, and I think we're just kind of getting off to kind of scratching the surface a little bit of where we certainly know we can be better, and we want to continue to get better and grow. And I think this is one of the big steps is investing in that quality. So certainly, like I said, we're really proud of the investments we made, and we're going to continue.
It's just a really cool story. Like, I'm a massive tech head for golf. GBB story, your new 2023 line story coming up, your golf ball story, like everything's techie, everything's evidence. I love that. So yeah, kudos to Callaway. Good job. Great.
That's what we like to hear, and that's why we feel like we're the #1 brand in golf.
Cool. Well, thanks again for coming out. Appreciate your time. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. And actually, I know we'll see you again soon for the 23 stuff. So let's do that then.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Cheers, guys.